In this video, I will show you how you can automatically create invoices using Google Docs, Google Forms and Google Sheets application. And the best part of using these applications is your invoice will be created for free because all these applications are absolutely free. So firstly, you will have to create an invoice template in Google Docs where you will have to add these variables. Yes, the values packed with the pair of curly braces are called as variables, and whatever the details you want to keep on changing automatically, you can add those values in the form of variable. And the idea here is whenever the new form submission is received, those form submission data will replace these variables automatically with the submission data, and in this way a new invoice will be generated automatically based on the form submission data. Okay, so assume that I'm running some bakery, and to collect the orders I have created this form, that is order your cake. Here I have mentioned all the pricing according to the flavors, and here I'm also collecting the basic details like the name, email, phone number, the cake weight, the cake flavor, what are you celebrating for, and what will be the message on the cake. Okay, now how I am going to automate this invoice creation process using this Google Forms and Google Docs application. So basically I am going to build a connection, build an integration in these three applications so that whenever the form submission is there, an invoice will be generated automatically. For that I will use another software called as Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing integration and automation software. I am an existing user of Pabbly Connect, so I am already logged in here. You can create your free account in Pabbly Connect in just 2 minutes from this sign up free button, and in the free account you will also get free tasks to test these kind of amazing automation. Now once you will log in and reach out to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, click on this blue button that is create workflow, and then provide a random name to your workflow, to your automation. So I have directly pasted the name as generate invoice with Google Docs, Google Sheets and Google Forms. Now it will ask you to select the folder in which you want to create your automation workflow. So I'll go with this main workflow folder. Now clicking on create, and after that you will find 2 boxes. So these boxes are called as trigger and action, and here the trigger means when this happens, an action means do this. So whenever something happen in your first application, then automatically do this in your next application. So in this way you need to always choose your applications in this trigger and the action window in which you are building an automation. Okay, so according to our use case, I want that whenever any new person submit my Google Forms, then the details would be captured via Pabbly Connect instantly. So that is why I am selecting the same application here. Why it is not searching, I will have to search for the same once again. Alright, here we have the same application, that is Google Forms. So whenever the form submission is received, an invoice should be generated automatically using Google Docs application. So yes, I'm searching for the same, that is Google Docs. Okay, so in this way you can connect different applications by selecting those applications in the trigger and the action window. Okay, and now I am going to connect these 2 applications one by one with the Pabbly Connect. So let's first connect to Google Forms with the Pabbly Connect. So I cannot connect Google Forms with Pabbly Connect directly. I will have to use the spreadsheet which is associated with the same form. Okay, so clicking on this responses section and clicking on this spreadsheet, and in this way a spreadsheet will be opened here. Okay, so here you can notice I have already generated one dummy response. So how about I remove this existing data, and I hope everything is clear to you. Let me maximize the zoom percentage. Okay, coming back here, selecting the trigger event, that is new response received, and you will notice a webhook URL and few set of instructions. So simply copy this webhook URL, and now you will have to follow these instructions carefully. So go back to the spreadsheet which is associated with your Google Forms, then click on extension, click on add-ons, then click on get add-ons, and here you will have to search for the Pabbly Connect webhook add-on. And you will notice that this add-on is already installed in my account because I have already created several automations. Okay, so I'm going to close this box directly, but you will have to install this add-on firstly, because after that you will have to open the same add-on from here. Then you will have to click on this initial setup, and here exactly we will be pasting the same webhook URL which we have got via Pabbly Connect. Okay, so let me paste the same. All right, So I have pasted the URL and now it will ask you to provide the trigger column. So trigger column will be your final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row data will be sent to the webhook URL. Okay, so basically it is asking to provide a column name on filling of which this automation should trigger, or we can say the data of this spreadsheet should be sent to Pabbly Connect. Okay, so whenever any new form submission will be received from here, the data will be added to this spreadsheet, and currently we have all the columns up to H. Okay, so that is why my trigger column will be H. Okay, final data entry column is H. Okay, so let me add the same. Alright, so I have added the trigger column. Now if I will click on the send test button, you will notice that it will say no data found in row 2 because currently our spreadsheet is blank. So how about I firstly open this form in a new tab and then I am going to submit this form so that one data will be there at least. Okay, give me a second. Alright, so I have opened that form. Give me a second. Let me fill all the details. So I have filled that form using some dummy details. So the name I have provided is demo user, the email address is demo@pabblytwitch.com, the phone number is again a dummy phone number. Here I have selected the cake weight as 2 kg. Here I have selected the cake flavor as pineapple. What are you celebrating? Manage anniversary, and the message or the name of the cake is happy 2 years of marriage. Now finally I am submitting this form and firstly the data will be added here. Now I will open this extension once again, but before that let me correct the formatting, opening the same, clicking on initial setup. How about I copy this webhook URL once again, and now when I will click on that send test button, you will notice that this spreadsheet data will be received here as a response, and the response is received. Let me even show you the details one by one. Here we have the same option, that is marriage anniversary, the same trigger column, the same timestamp, basically the form submission date and time. Here we have the same spreadsheet name, that is cake order form, and we have other details. Okay, so the presence of this data clearly shows that the connection in between our Google Sheets and Pabbly Connect is working absolutely fine. Okay, so now onwards what will happen? Every time someone will submit this specific Google form, the details will be captured via Pabbly Connect instantly, because this trigger will instantly capture new incoming data and the workflow execution will start in real time. Okay, so in this way the first step of our automation is done. But to make this happen, you will have to enable one more very important setting, that is this send on event. As soon as you select that option, you will notice that a tick mark will be added. This will ensure that every time a new data is added here, that data will be sent to Pabbly Connect immediately and automatically. So the first step is done. Moving further, now I'll show you how using the same form submission data you can create an invoice automatically in Google Docs application. Okay, so searching for the action event, that is create a document from our template. So yes, I am going to create a new invoice using that existing template which I have already created. Okay, so let me select the same, clicking on connect, and just like I have connected Google Forms with Pabbly Connect, now I will be connecting Google Docs with the Pabbly Connect. And if you are connecting it with Pabbly Connect for the first time, simply click on the sign in with Google and provide the access of your account in which you are about to create your templates. Alright, I have provided this access multiple times, so I'm going with the existing connection, clicking on save, and in this way my Google Docs account will be immediately connected with the Pabbly Connect. Now because we are connected, whatever the documents are already available in my Google Docs account have started visible here, and as soon as I select the document from here, you will notice whatever the variables I have added inside my template, all these variables will start visible here as the field. Let me even show you the same. So searching for the same template, that is final invoice template. Give me a second. Alright, here we have the very same template, and you will notice all the variable names will be visible here as the field. So basically we are going to provide the data from here, and in this way the details will be updated here. This is going to happen. Okay, so now it is asking for the document name. Whatever the document, whatever the invoice you are going to generate, what should be the name of that document? So I would like to provide the name something like invoice for, and after that I would like to add the name of the customer, name of the user. So from where I am going to provide this name? Remember, I have already captured the form submitter name as a response of my trigger step, but the interesting thing is I'm not going to manually copy this name and paste below again and again for every new form submission. I am going to map that name here so that it can be replaced automatically when our automation will work in real time, or we can say on every new form submission. Okay, so mapping is very simple. You just need to click on this field and you will find the above data here in the drop down. Now select that data and in this way it will be mapped. Okay, so let me tell you the difference. Whatever the details you will map here will be replaced automatically when our automation will work in real time, but whatever the details you will provide here manually will remain same. So what will happen? A new form submission will be received from here and the name of that new form submitter will be added here, but this invoice for will remain same. Asking for the location, so whatever the folders are already available in my Google Drive account have started visible here, and I have already created one folder with the name all invoices of cakes order, so I will be selecting the same. All right, here we have the same folder. So moving further, now I'm going to provide all the details. Okay, firstly it is asking for the customer name, so I'm going to map these details one by one from my submission data from this drop down. All right, it is mapped. Asking for the email address, I have mapped the same. Asking for the phone number, how about I directly search for the number, and here we have the number. Let me map other details also in the same way. Asking for the invoice date, so I think I do not have any date which I can map. No, we have a date, but that date also consists of the time. So what you can do is either you can map this date as well as time, both the thing here, or you can separate, you can split these values. Now how you can split the values within the dashboard of Pabbly Connect or within this dashboard? Okay, so you just need to click on this plus icon and add one more action step before your Google Docs action step, and then you will have to search for the text formatter using which you can provide various options. You can perform various options within your text. This time I would like to perform this particular operation, that is this split text. Then click on connect and it will be connected immediately, and firstly it will ask you to provide the text which you would like to split. So again I would like to map the same date and time from the form submission data, and now it is asking for the separator. So I would like to separate these values with this space, so let me add the same. Then further it is going to ask you what segment of this particular text you want. So I want the first index before this space, so how about I go with first only. Clicking on the save and send test request button, and you will notice a response will be received, and that response will consist of the first segment which I can easily map in the invoice date section. Okay, so opening the same, taking you to the invoice date field, and here we have the field that is invoice date. Opening the same, and here we have the date. Further it is asking for the product name, so I will have to check that what exactly I can map. Okay, so remember I have collected few things, that is the pineapple cake, basically the flavors. So how about I map the same, and after that I will manually add this cake term. Okay, so what will happen, the product name will be pineapple cake. Quantity, so I think yes I have also captured this quantity thing using Google Forms. So yes, I have mapped the same. Asking for the amount, well I have not captured this amount in my form submission data, so I will have to calculate this amount. Now how I am going to calculate this? Remember I have already provided all the details, but all these details, the pricing details are present in the description, so I cannot actually pick these pricing from the description. I will have to define these pricings within my automation only. Okay, so before my Google Docs step I will click on this plus icon and will add one more action step, and here I will be searching for the lookup table. Okay, so basically in this table only I'm going to define all the pricing of the cake, and based on the form submission data, based on the selection, that pricing will be picked from here automatically. And when I will have that pricing as a response, I can easily map the same pricing in the amount field. Okay, don't worry about that, I'll show you everything step by step. Okay, so what you will have to add in this lookup key, skip this for now. Firstly, I'll show you this label and value thing, and then I will come back to this particular field. Okay, so this is the pair of label and value, or we can say key and value pair. Okay, you will have to add this label and value pair for more number of times. Okay, basically we have to define the pricing of how many items, 1 2 3 4 5. So I'm going to add this label and value thing for 5 times. Okay, so I think 4 is already done, and now I have also added it for 5 times. Okay, and in this label section I am going to provide the exact name of the cake, whatever the name I have added in my form. Okay, here I have added these flavors. I am going to define the name of the flavor, and in front of these flavors I am going to add the pricing of these flavor. Okay, so the pricing for butterscotch cake is actually 550. Okay, so let me add the same, and in the same way I will be adding all the flavors name. Give me a second. Firstly is already done, the first one is already done. Let me copy and paste this pineapple one. Further we have another flavor, that is black forest. Give me a second. Let me paste all these cake name, all these flavors name very quickly. Okay, the last one we have is the red velvet. Okay, and in front of these flavors name now I am going to provide the pricing. Okay, for the pineapple cake I am going to charge 550 rupees. For the black forest cake I am going to charge 620 rupees. Okay, so let me quickly add the same, asking for the chocolate one, which is going to be of 560 rupees, and red velvet is for 660. Okay, so I have defined all the pricing. Okay, now we will have to map the selection of the form submitter again from the Google Forms responses. Remember, this particular person has provided the flavor name as pineapple. So what will happen, as soon as I click on that button, according to this data, the pricing of that particular flavor will be received as a response. Let me even show you that. Save and send test request, and you will notice in the response we have received the pineapple flavor as well as its pricing. Let me even show you some other thing. How about I copy this butterscotch thing here, and now for a second I'm replacing this thing and adding this butterscotch value, and now you tell me what value we will get in return. Well, I'm expecting this 550 price in this response. Okay, give me a second, fingers crossed, waiting for the response, and you can notice a response is received, and that response is actually consisting of the same pricing. Okay, so in this way, based on this lookup key, basically based on the selection of the form submitter, we will receive the pricing in the result. Let me again map the flavor, the same flavor. All right, it is done. I will have to click on that button once again. Okay, and now I can easily use this pricing in my invoice, but there is one more problem. I cannot actually directly map this pricing, because remember, the customer has selected the weight of cake as 2 kg, and these pricing were of a single kg. Okay, so I will also have to do the calculation. I will also have to multiply this 520 with 2, and then only I will get the actual pricing of the cake. Okay, so now how I am going to do the same process within this automation, because if I will calculate this pricing manually, what is the use of this automation? So give me a second, I'll show you how we can do the same thing within this automation only. And I have the pricing of the pineapple cake, which I will have to multiply with the quantity of the cake. Now how I am going to do that? Simply click on this plus icon before your Google Docs step and search for the number formatter, which is an amazing feature of Pabbly Connect, via which you can perform various kind of operations within your workflow related to numbers. Okay, currently I would like to perform this math operation, so selecting the same action event, clicking on connect, and it will be connected immediately. way, and in the first field you will have to provide the numbers in which you would like to perform the operation, perform the math operation, or perform the calculation. So I would like to perform the calculation in between this flavor price, basically the cake price, as well as in between the quantity. So searching for the same, that is quantity, and I have mapped both the numbers. After that I will have to select the operation, basically what operation you would like to perform in these two numbers. So I would like to perform this multiplication. So clicking on this button, save and send test request, and did you notice we have actually get the calculated amount, basically 1040 rupees of that particular cake, okay, which I can map easily in this Google Docs step. So opening the same, taking you to the price field, basically the amount field, clicking on this particular field, and here you can find the number formatter step response, which I have mapped successfully, and in the total amount also I am going to map the same. Alright, it is done. As soon as I click on this button, you will notice that a new invoice will be generated in the same folder, because we have already selected this folder only as the location. Give me a second, let me do the same, fingers crossed, waiting for the response, and if that response is positive, that means our automation is working, and in this way the invoices will be generated. Alright, so the response is received. Going back to my Google Docs, and did you notice that the invoice has been created automatically with the same name, that is invoice for, and here we have the name of the customer, here we also have the date of invoice, here we also have the name again, the email address, the phone number, we also have the name of the cake, the quantity, the total pricing, as well as the final amount. Okay, so in this way, with the help of Google Forms, Google Sheets, and Google Docs, you can automate the process of invoice creation. You just need to build this automation inside Pabbly Connect once, and after that sit back and relax, because Pabbly Connect will take care of all the tasks in the backend. You do not have to do anything manually. Okay, so let me even show you that. Let me open this form once again, and now in front of you I am going to submit this form with some dummy details, and you will see one more invoice will be generated here. Okay, so give me a second. Alright, so this time this dummy customer is filling out this form, and in the cake weight I have selected 0.5, basically half kg cake I am ordering, and as the flavor I am selecting butterscotch. Okay, and here we have the pricing of butterscotch as 550 per kg. Okay, so I am expecting the amount of 225. Okay, so clicking on this button, basically submit, going back to my Google Drive folder and waiting for that invoice to be generated. Okay, fingers crossed. Well, one invoice has been generated with the same name, that is invoice for dummy customer. Now I am going to cross check the amount, and did you notice that the same amount has been added here automatically with the same quantity with the same name. Okay, so in this way, with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can automate this process. And just in case if you want to access this 5-step automation inside your Pabbly Connect account, I will also attach the link of my workflow into the description box. Click on this link, sign up for free into the Pabbly Connect, and then you will be able to access the same 5-step workflow inside your own Pabbly Connect account, that too for free. Not just these applications, you can integrate multiple applications and automate your business with Pabbly Connect. You can ask your queries at forum.pabbly.com. My team will surely answer to your questions. This is the website of Pabbly Connect, and for the latest updates of Pabbly Connect and unique automation ideas, you can join our Facebook group, that is formget.deals. If you have found this video helpful in any way, share it with your friends and colleagues, and also help them to automate their business. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video.